Hello everyone, I am Mahidar, a junior fellow from BMS. I am part of the Philosophy and Reflection work group. In this video, we will summarize the topics which we discussed during our work group period. The first topic we discussed was happiness. We first tried to define what happiness is and how we can reach happiness. This question has been contemplated by mankind for a very long time. Here, questions such as whether happiness is a temporary or a permanent state of mind and whether happiness is the mere absence of pain must be considered. We then looked at various religious and philosophical viewpoints of happiness. For example, Buddhism says that real happiness is within us and external conditions are just auxiliary tools. Aristotle said that happiness in a community is realized through the practice of virtues. The Enlightenment period saw happiness being associated with reason, morals, and duty. Can we actually measure, quantify, or compare happiness? There are political, economic, and educational researches about happiness. International surveys such as Better Life Index and Happy Planet Index attempt to do this by considering various factors such as health, environment, education, etc. Bhutan considers GHP, which is the gross happiness product, instead of GDP to measure its own success. This leads to the question, does economic success lead to happiness? Well, not necessarily. In that case, should rich countries give priority to help poorer countries to be happy, or is this a paternalistic approach? Sustainable happiness should be considered, especially among developed nations where damage to the environment is leading to decrease in happiness. Commercials use this pure nature setting to sell a product. Advertisements also promise people that buying a certain product will make them healthier, more beautiful, and richer, which in turn make them happier. There are psychological findings such as the aspiration theory and adaptation theory, which outline the hamster wheel effect of people forever trapped in a chase for more happiness. The second topic we considered was truth. What is truth? There are various aspects of our world which can be considered as the truth. Ramana Maharshi, an Indian philosopher and mystic, said that there is no truth and the only truth is within each moment. Is truth scientific findings? Well, empirical evidences support scientific hypotheses, but they are just supports. The hypotheses can be falsified by findings which contradict them. To quote Karl Popper, scientific findings are not the truth, they are approximations. Can the laws of nature, such as gravity, be considered as the truth? These laws are nothing but descriptions of how human perceives themselves and the world. For example, an object has an objective weight such as x kilograms or pounds, but whether that object is heavy or light depends on the context of the situation and the person holding it. Is God the truth? Being associated with religion, we need to consider that it's a characteristic of faith to believe that the own religion is the true one. But the ring parable from the book Nathan the Wise shows us that it's not possible to identify which religion is the right one, if indeed there even exists any. Constructivism is a concept that every human perceives reality in a different way depending on their cultural and intellectual backgrounds. Schopenhauer said that despite the same environment, everyone still lives in a different world. This relativity of perception is illustrated by the 6 blind people who are trying to describe an elephant. Each comes up with his or her own unique comparison, whereas in reality, none of their descriptions are true. This image represents the way the context of a situation makes an object seem different. The central circles look like as if they're different in size, while Actually, they are the same size. The one on the left seems bigger since it's surrounded by smaller circles, and the one on the right seems smaller since it is surrounded by bigger circles. This leads to one conclusion: truth is relative. Yes, relative. Hence, to establish one universal truth is very difficult. The last topic we discussed in our workgroup is discovery versus self discovery. The minute we initiate this topic, there are questions which arise about it, such as: what is discovery and self discovery? What will be the result of the process of self discovery? And how can we make the best of it? In order to go deeper into this topic, we had Lawrence sharing a presentation on his views. After we discussed this topic, we came to a few conclusions. Discovering something means seeing, learning, gaining insight, to notice, and to realize some object or concept. This object or concept must already exist. From this, we can say that self-discovery is similar in the sense that it's already there waiting to be found out. Questions about our own lives, when deeply thought about, will include: who am I and what is my purpose? These questions are very difficult to answer. The process of thinking about them will lead to self-discovery. However, we cannot answer these questions since the answers depend on ourselves, which will vary from person to person, just as truth. The things which people value may include various aspects such as family, health, career, money, and power. Nobody is born the same, so there are several answers to these questions. However, the more we engage ourselves in the process of self discovery, the more we realize about our inner selves and the more beneficial it will be to us. This ends our video about the topics we discussed in our work group. I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you all for listening.